Finger vein technology is an impressive method of biometric authentication that uses near-infrared light and monochrome CCD cameras to scan blood vein patterns beneath the skin of a person's finger. As veins are hidden inside the body, there is little risk of forgery or theft. Additionally, the surface conditions of the hands have no effect on authentication, providing maximum security. Secondly, the use of infrared light allows for non-invasive, contactless imaging, which ensures both convenience and cleanliness for the user experience. Third, vein patterns are stable and clearly defined, allowing the use of low-resolution cameras to capture vein images for small-size, simple data image processing. This level of accuracy, paired with a high level of convenience, will inevitably make this technology popular for a wide array of use cases that will likely include, but not be limited to, government authentication, commercial payment authorization in spaces such as grocery stores and malls, voting, banking, and travel. Finger vein biometric technology will be used as a form of official government identification, replacing the need for social security cards, driver's licenses, and birth certificates. Socioecologically, it seems less likely that finger vein will be in any way disruptive to the role that government ID has in a society, and more likely that it will strengthen and broaden the influence of government identification systems in similar ways to what already exists. The ability to quickly and accurately identify citizens by simply scanning their finger means that crimes can be solved faster and the wrongdoings of citizens can be closely monitored and scrutinized. A measured way this could happen could be the implementation of a social credit system that closely tracks the behavior of citizens in a community and places them under quantifiable scrutiny. More likely, such a social credit system may take shape in an informal de facto way, manifesting itself through the local ethical prejudices and social or perhaps ethnic biases or hierarchies that already exist in communities of all sizes. The laws and customs that exist in a community, ethical or not, will be leveraged more accurately and broadly as a result of finger vein or other biometric identification because it is an improvement in the current measured means with which an institution can govern. That is, decide who gets what, when, where, why, and how. Finger vein and other biometric identification's impact on society will not be structurally disruptive. Rather, it will catalyze whatever impact governing institutions want to have on their population. Government authentication is used for purchasing recreational drugs, purchasing firearms, applying to education institutions such as universities, voting, traveling, accessing health insurance, mapping criminal records to citizens, and purchasing pharmaceuticals. However, fraudulation of an authentication document can bypass a government's control of a citizen's access to these commodities and rights. Passports can be counterfeited, allowing travel, fake IDs can be made for underage drinkers, and so on. Finger vein authentication would make it much harder to counterfeit these documents and gain access to any of these resources without government approval. Thus, the prosperity, the health and well-being, the geographic mobility, and the political freedom of a population is suddenly in the hands of, and at the discretion of the government that controls each individual's access to resources. This grip the government has on their populations, for better or for worse, is tightened by bioidentification. Although vein authentication might be a slightly more convenient method of identification, there may be a higher cost to both the users as well as the administrators. It will take much longer and much more effort for rural areas to enroll in these vein authentication initiatives, as many people in these areas are still hesitant about the technology to this day. Many fear this technology can and has been used to alienate and even discriminate on less developed and less affluent areas. Additionally, minority groups who will live in low-income neighborhoods could also be impacted by this new system of vein authentication. Government entities could use these technologies to tie many aspects of one's life and identity together. For instance, sales tax rates, when using biometric payment methods, could be variable based on the patron's income tax bracket. This could easily be achieved by gathering many details of one's identity in the same place. On the other hand, this could lead to detrimental implications as well. Government organizations could levy this technology to increase tax rates on those individuals with criminal history, for example. This is all because biometrics are tied to every single aspect of an individual's background.